today, or tonight, whenever you're going to get to watch this, I have a special for my 50 subscribers now. For my 50 subscriber video, I paid $51 in the auction at ShadowCon and got Dungeons and Dragons TSR Hobbies, ages 11 and up, number 1070. The dungeon lunges, your flashing blade slices. The air is burst your shell. Lightning bolt cracks from the wizard's fingertips, then bounces harmlessly off the ancient beast's scarred and scaly hide. Will you stay and battle this deadly creature or leave it behind with its hoard of stolen treasure? So, I'm going to unbox it for you guys. Which is easy to do when you're the only one holding the camera. Man, having a hard time on this unboxing thing. Yay! There we go. Oh, it's plastic. Garbage. Dungeons and Dragons, the new, easy to master, black box. I heard this image was done by a guy named Jeff. I forgot his last name, but that's cool because my name's Jeff too. So it's Jeffries. We are cool. Epic adventures with wizards, dragons, and magic. Let's look at the box without the plastic on it now. So inside the box you'll find complete set of dragon cards that teach you to play in fun and simple steps. An easy to use rule book with all the magic, monsters, and rules you'll need to advance your characters to higher levels. A dungeon master screen that makes playing simple. A large full color dungeon map and complete set of adventure dice. Dozens of stand-up counters representing characters and monsters. All this and more. In the Dungeons and Dragons game, you and your friends play powerful fighters, shrewd wizards, crafty elves. The more you play, the stronger your character becomes. Search murky dungeons for magic, treasure, and fame. But you'll better be careful. Those dark labyrinths are full of vicious zombies, wicked trolls, and hungry dragons, and more. Now everyone can play. A brand new learning system makes the Dungeons and Dragons game fun for every one. With the step-by-step instruction cards, you'll start your first adventure the moment you open the box. You and your friends will enjoy hours of high adventure in the world of cunning wizards, mighty warriors, and ferocious dragons. Start your adventure today for 2 or more players, ages 11 and up. So we'll look around the box. This is about the only damage is right here. I mean, it's a little worn. It's a little worn, but look. Oh, hallelujah. It's a little worn, but only one piece has popped out on its own. So, the character pieces here having not yet been punched out. Let's look at them. We got Dwarf Goblin, Dwarf, Goblin, Slave, Hobgoblin, and a character without a name. Then we also have Orc, no, Hobgoblins, Guards, and Kobold. Then we got a Goblin, more Goblins, Axel, Jerry, And it looks like our hero characters, a dwarf. And on one side, we have the male figures. And on the other side, we have the female figures of the same characters. And dwarfs. So, that's cool. That these haven't even been punched out is pretty cool. We also have Minotaur, Blind Man, Wolf, Adele, Zanzerterm, bunch of bugbears, a bunch of orcs. Some green slime, some orgs, prisoner, gnomes, sprites, rock python, Camaro, and a bunch of zombos. Zombies. So that's pretty cool of the miniatures. So what else we got in here? All the stuff we got in here. We got, doesn't appear to be a full set of dice. I'm not sure if this is all the dice we're supposed to have, but doesn't appear to be a full set of dice. We might be missing some dice, but I got lots of dice, so we're cool. We're cool. We're cool. Whoa. Whoa. Look at this. Whoa. It comes with this giant piece of artwork poster. That's pretty neat. Cool. That's a neat little poster. If I ever find a guy the artist, I mean, it's a little damage from fold wear, but it's a poster. It's cool. So that's cool. That's kind of sweet. Then, of course, we got this Dungeon Master screen, which has a holder for all the different monsters. And nice little info here. All these different stats all over it. Weapons, equipment, armor, weight, fighter, thief, halfling, magic users, clerics, experience points for monsters, character leveling up, primary quests, intelligence, strength, dexterity, wisdom, constitution, charisma, thieves ability table, turn and undead table. We got the D&D game instruction sheet. Read this first before playing. Read that. We got a little ad here for the rules encyclopedia, the Eye of Tadar, Dreamir Dead. Some little ads. That's pretty cool. An old Join the Adventure, Enter New Worlds, Excitement and Fun in Every Issue, Dragon Magazine. Look at that art on there. That's beautiful. So, got Dragon Magazine. We got the board, which looks like it's got some stains on it, so maybe it was pre-used. Maybe. This is Zanzar's Dungeons. Scale 1 square is 5 feet. So we got this dungeon. We got, let's look at where do we start? Where do we start? Room 1. 1, 2, 3. I don't even see a 4. I see a 5. 6, 7, 8. 9 over there. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20, 21, 22. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So 34 rooms. Okay, there's 34 rooms. That beautiful artwork on the corners of the board, edges. So that's pretty. It's got a little stain, but it doesn't appear to have been played. Got the rule book. This still in it. Nothing underneath it. So look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Character record sheet. How to you copy these for the different characters. Let's look at the rule book. Wow. Welcome to Dungeons & Dragons. Dragon Master, how to use the book, using the dice. Character record sheet, ability scores, prime requires, how to work with the characters. The fighter, cleric. Look at the pretty, beautiful black and white art. Magic user, the thief, there's such great art in here. The dwarf, the elf, the halfling. See, look at that art. Other characters, statistics like hit points, experience levels, alignment, changes, equipment, weapons and equipment. Look at that. Armor class, saving character settings. This is a whole rule book, like magic, spells, magic, weapons. Armor, miscellaneous. Look at the beautiful artwork. Adventures, running a campaign. Adventures. Artwork. Experience points for monsters. The game turn. What you do in a game turn? Excuse me. Special considerations. Seeing in the dungeon. Hearing in the dungeon. Doors in the dungeons. Encounters in the dungeons. 4 fight breaks. Initiative. Decisions within around, morale, running away, counters, combat sequence, morale, movements, missiles. Get all this info. Look at the beautiful art though. Spell lists. It's D&D for beginners, I guess. But it's great because it has pretty much all the stuff you need to do a campaign in this box. You can start a campaign and you can Then keep adding on to it and do more. You can start in this in the monsters. All kinds of monsters. You can buy more, like they got more stuff that you can buy. These rules are kind of like abridged versions of the DM handbook and the player handbook, basically. But you can buy those. So this is great. Still has all the rules of D&D. What is this, 2 or 3.0? Maybe. Or maybe this is 1.0 rules? I don't know. This might be 1.5 rules or something. I have no idea. Information about treasures. But it's just awesome. It's nostalgic though for all you D&D people who maybe this is the first thing that introduced you into D&D. It's glossary, acknowledgements, some monster tables, and this is how you do your character record. So you have to copy these sheets for new characters because you don't want to only have one character. So this is basically how you make one, which they're easy to make. You can use just a sheet of paper. So that's pretty cool. But look at all this information on the Dungeon Master screen. Now, if you're not a DM, you probably shouldn't be reading this stuff. But look at this amazing little color-coded too. It's 1, 2, 3. Look at that. We got this dragon. What is Dungeons and Dragons game? What is a Dungeon Master? Censar's Dungeon. How do I use funny dice? How did I use these funny dice? Yeah, we don't have all the dice. Because it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing a few. But, I'm missing 2. But that's fine because I have them. I have plenty of dice. So, that's no big deal. To be missing some dice is no big deal. Which is weird for it to be never been opened and missing, well, for it to not be punched out or anything, but be missing dice. It's kind of weird. Talking about making up a player character. Dinner, breakfast. Man, there's a bunch of like rules. There's rules here, but this is like a bunch of more rules. Information about NPCs and monsters. Axel's job. This is a whole pre-written scenario, but also information about here's a Escape from Zanzar's Dungeon Part 1. So here's a pre-written scenario. There's a pre-written scenario. How do I use initiative rolls? What is a surprise roll? When do players have to decide what their characters are doing? Goblin surprise. Movement speed. Something wrong in the way. What the character runs. Retreat and fight. How do I move characters on the map? Frightened kobold. Characters hit his opponent. How do I run melee? Combat. Guards. Hit in combat. Hit points. Step D of combat sequence. PC gets killed. What to do? Happens the battle is over with. Cleaning up the details. Kind of characters can be played. What are hit dice? Does alignment affect how I play my character? What about Axel? What are prime requisites? How do I use ability score adjustments? Picking character class. So while the rules are in there, this has a whole bunch of extra stuff. What is a fighter? Just how to make a fighter. So this is the fighter sheet for making a cleric. How to make a cleric. How to make a cleric. So this is for if you're going to make a cleric. Here's the thief, or what they now have changed into rogue, I believe. I believe they're called rogues now. How to make a thief. So that's how to make a thief. Here's what a dwarf is. And here's how to make one. Here's what is an elf. And then how to make said elf. Here's a halfling. What's a halfling? And then is how to make said halfling. Then you got armor class here. Information about armor class. How does armor affect, or how can basic armor class be modified? Suits of armor. What kind of weapons can the character use? How to choose a weapon. Armed and dangerous. What is the difference between missile weapons and melee weapons? What good is throwing oil or holy water? Bows and arrows. How do I add missile weapons to combat? Down the hall. When do I make adjustments to the hit roll and missile combat? Dexterity, range effect, covert effect, missile, Magier effect. Can more than one adjustment apply to missile combat? Trapped. Some of these have information about, like, bonus information besides the rules, and then some of them are from the scenarios. Here's Escape from Zanzar's Dungeon Part 2 scenario. Part of a pre-written scenario. This is about saving throws. How I will make a saving throws. Here's the gauntlet, though. Just a little section in the game. What is magic? How many kinds of magic? How do the player characters use magic? Here's one, sticky dilemma. Magic user, prime requisite, hit dice, restrictions, special abilities for magic users. How to make a magic user. Who else casts magic spells? How does an elf learn and cast spells? Big trouble. How do I add magic into the combat sequence? Zanzor comes to play. How do I use magical items? What about items that allow special actions? How the characters use magical items? How do they work? A new friend. Who can use magical items? New equipment. What is morale? Monsters, morale checks. Combat sequence. Secret closet. What if somebody tries to run away? What does PCs run before the fight? Cowardly wolf. There's a lot here. How fast can an encumbered character run? How to determine the character's encumbrance? Loaded down. What if the PCs do something unexpected? Do the rules permit it? Is it possible? Is it form of movement, missile fire, magic hand-to-hand? Crazy happenings. What's the difference between combat and an adventure? Do I run an entire adventure in rounds? What can a character do in a turn? Regrouping. Where are the PCs when they're not in a dungeon? What happens when the PCs reach the dungeon? How do they keep track of where they are? How do they see in a dungeon? A dark room. What happens when the PCs reach a door? Is it dangerous to open doors or the hidden doors? Do doors open both ways? Doors. What's an encounter? How to run encounters? How do I know when the character's having an encounter? Meetings. How do I run a typical game turn? Battles. Here's Escape from Zanzor's Dungeon Part 3. The pre-written scenario. What happens after we finish playing? What supplies did the PC use? How to divide treasure. Final escape. What's in is a level. Leveling up. Going up. How to run a campaign. How the player characters how. How do PC hire retainers. In town. How do I make my own dungeons. New frontiers. How I make my own random monsters and treasures. How do I generate them? Monsters. How do I make random traps? Traps. How do players keep track of their characters? Stone. What is the last rule? Best way to look up rules. Is this all there is to Dungeons and Dragons? Here's the Stonefest map. So another map, which has 42 rooms, it looks like. And here's Escape from Zanzor's Dungeon Part 5. Part 4, not Part 5. From the pre-written scenario. So that's been Dungeons and Dragons. Here's the TSR's 1991 hobby catalog. So that's pretty cool. That's cool that the figures weren't even punched out yet. And this was pretty cool. And the board is like a poster too, so that's pretty cool. And look at the back box one more time. I hope y'all remember that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good and Jesus loves you. And I hope y'all enjoyed this special 50 subscriber YouTube video of this Dungeons and Dragons game. I went to ShadowCon this weekend, and I got it at an auction, and I got it for 51 bucks, so it's pretty cool. It's like the very first Dungeons and Dragons board game they made. So, and it just 1991, or I believe. I mean, according to this, it says 1991 on it. So it's pretty old. It's 2019 now. So yeah, pretty old. So I hope everybody has a great, wonderful day. And I hope everybody enjoys Dungeons and Dragons. And keep on gaming, keep on campaigning, and keep on collecting. I'm signing. And don't let the dragon get you.